thank you so much for joining me this afternoon on the Womenpreneur Visionary Voices. I am excited to speak to you. I've been doing my research about your profile and all that you have achieved personally and professionally. So I think it's going to be a good conversation.
Thank you so much, Sharon, for that amazing introduction. I'm excited also to speak to you.
Great. So before I always go into the business world, because I think the two are very much intertwined, it's always good to learn about the person that sat in front of me and let the audience kind of resonate a bit more about your journey. So tell me a bit more about you, your upbringing, before we go into the great things that you've been doing in the professional side.
Well, I've always been a Dubai kid. We arrived to Dubai in 1994,
Right.
so 30 years.
Yeah.
Yes, and grown up here and a big fan of Sheikh Mohammed.
Yeah.
And just seeing the city evolve from all the desert that it
Yes.
was. Literally, in front of my building, it used to be all sand.
Wow.
Yes, it was. We would not even have a place to play because it was
Just
all sand.
sand.
Yes. And the building where probably Dubai stopped for us was Trade Center.
Everyone says that.
Yes.
Gosh.
And imagine today we host fairs in Trade Center. So
insane.
so it's amazing. It's been a great journey being in Dubai. I feel so fortunate to have grown up here.
Yeah.
It's an amazing city. It has given us so many opportunities.
Right.
It has shown us how to grow. It has shown us how to that no dream is too big.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
And it has shown us how to go out and open and unlock doors for yourself and how to dream big, how to achieve big, how to it's an amazing place.
I think it's such a blessing.
Yeah.
I think people that have actually grown up here, because you've seen
Yes.
way more. I've been here 11 years. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's changed so much. So
Yes.
you've seen it from,
Completely.
the early days.
Yes, and it's phenomenal the change and
Yes.
along with the city, we have changed. We as people have evolved because of the opportunities it has kept bringing for us, whether it was in terms of education or whether it was in terms of opportunities at jobs or the people that we could network and connect with at all points of time, because it brought people of so many different nationalities from so many different parts of the world, from different life stories. Everything was so... everything has been so amazing, So,
I can see that. And I think the blessing of children that have grown up in Dubai, I've seen it in my own 4-year-old son,
Yes.
is they do have that kind of openness of anything is possible. The more like dream big
Yes.
type of mentality is what I'm seeing in people that have grown up in Dubai into adulthood who are now, great business women or men and very entrepreneurial. So I can see that's probably drawn out a lot in you as well.
I also am very excited about my son growing up in Dubai. Even if I talk in terms of school, from the school that I came, of how education has evolved and become so refined in so many years, and the kind of schools that are there in Dubai now, it's amazing, like what the opportunities I can give him.
So true.
And definitely the entrepreneur spirit is already there,
Correct.
even in him. And that I feel really comes from the city. It does.
Yeah, it's actually right, because when I learn about what my child is doing at 4, I'm like, I definitely wasn't doing that when I was growing up in the UK.
Correct.
But
Even-
it's impressive.
Yeah, even the awareness that they have about the city that they live in. It's amazing. They are already so inspired. They are already so looking forward to growing up and doing things here as well.
That's excellent.
Yeah, and I did not have that vision, by the way, when I was a kid.
No, because just be a kid.
Yes, I was a kid, and when I compare myself to my sons now, I'm like, no, I was not like that. Definitely not like that.
Yes, I can see that in my child as well.
Yes.
But let's deep dive a bit more into kind of your passion and your purpose before you got into kind of the business world. Was there always something that you felt like you were good at or you wanted to do, or it's just
as a kid, one day I wanted to be a teacher, another day I wanted to be an air hostess, another day I wanted to be, I don't know, some of these funny things that you see on TV and you feel like, okay, these are, I mean, they're amazing.
They're great roles.
Yes, they are great roles to have. But when I became a teenager, I always had a calling for fashion, for the fashion industry. And funnily, at that time, when I was a teenager, I felt like the only way to get into the fashion industry was to be a designer. So I did try my hand at designing. And unfortunately, that did not take very well. Because, of course, at that time, I did not understand the business. But when I started studying fashion, I understood how many layers are there in this industry and how vast it is to explore. So it always sort of kept calling me to itself, and that's why today I do what I do. I host the Gulf's biggest fashion trade sourcing fair, where I connect top mills and manufacturers from around the world to the buyers in the GCC. So yes, I'm bridging the gap, basically.
I love that.
Yes, thank you.
And I read a recent article, because obviously you will be featured in Womenpreneur, and you said one of your main aims wasn't about being a businesswoman, it was about making impact first. So where did that come from, and how have you merged the two together?
Well, initially the idea came in from bridging a gap and from filling in a need that was there in the market. All the businesses in the Gulf had to go out to source. They did not have a sourcing fair for themselves. So they had to go to the sourcing giant countries, which are China, which is Paris, which is Munich. So they had to go to all those countries. We thought, why not bring the suppliers here? So we started our journey in 2014. From 50 exhibitors, and today we are strong at 450 exhibitors in 10 years.
What?
Yes, and this year we are actually marking 10 years of our business with the 18th edition.
Wow.
Yeah. We did lose 2 editions to COVID.
Of course.
Yes. But we're standing proud and strong after everything, and it's amazing. Actually, I have a great story there to share with you.
Yes, please. I'm overwhelmed I'm still stuck on 50 to like 400. That is impressive.
It is. And for me, 2020 was an extremely challenging time because our industry came, not just mine, the world came to a halt because of the pandemic, and especially ours, it became, there were rumors that this is going to be obsolete. Exhibitions are now going to become obsolete because everything is going to go online. It's all going to be now digital shows and online shows. And I felt, how is that going to be possible for my industry or my kind of show profile? Because fabric, textiles, apparel, you need to touch, feel, it needs to go through quality checks, and you need to see and firsthand, really it needs a in-person experience. And that was not possible to be online. And I was like, how's this going to happen? And I was having sleepless nights, and I'm like, is this really going to be my future? Is this baby that I've worked so hard on, is it really just going to disappear? And I was like, no, that can't be true. I'm sure exhibition, but the rumors, people were having a lot of fun making those videos
oh my goodness.
All for viewership. So that, of course, again, a big thank you to Sheikh Mohammed for opening the world to Dubai in Expo 2021. Where the rest of the world was in their slumber. Dubai was open, with open hands, welcoming them.
I remember.
Come in.
Yes.
Come do business. Come have a holiday. Come do network with people. Do whatever you want. And in September, I remember, as we opened for Expo, I was like, I have to put myself in these waters. And within 2 months, we prepped and hosted a fair in November. Yes.
2 months?
In 2 months. And the response for the pandemic time was phenomenal. We managed to gather 80 companies who were also, really wanting to come out, and they really were eager for business, because everyone, like I said, was in that stagnant position for the last year and a half, and they really wanted to come out. So some of the biggest fairs didn't at that time, and I was in this. I had my last income come to me in Feb 2020, and the first again after the pandemic in September 2021, and living in Dubai purely on your savings, especially being a single mom, it was quite a nightmare. I was sometimes really thinking, how am I going to get through this? And that's, I think, also made me brave enough to feel like, no, we have to open, we have to take the chance, and we have to do the show again, and we have to bring the suppliers again into UAE, because it's open, and we have to bring in the buyers, and we have to do the show. And that's what we did. And again, so we grew from 50 to like 200, 250, and then we went down again to 80 after
Yes,
pandemic,
yeah.
and from 80 we grew to 450 again. So it's been a ride.
What a journey.
Yes, yes.
And actually the mindset, because I started with like resilience for you. Anytime
Yeah.
I read about you or I've been researching
Yeah.
about you, a very resilient, strong mindset in very difficult times
Yes.
as well. So where has that come from? Because that's not an easy thing to navigate.
It's not, but I think somewhere I have to thank my parents, but especially my dad. He, from when I was very young, has motivated me and inspired me to be independent, be my own person, and really step up and do things for myself. There was the way he brushed me and polished me is where I am today, what I am, and I've watched him from afar also, and I've never shied away from hard work because I've seen him do it. When at a time internships or doing jobs were completely unheard of for kids in UAE, I at a tender age of 14 was pushed by my dad that no, come on, go ahead. Did you have summer vacations? Go in, try to do something, even if it was something really small.
Just anything.
Anything,
Yeah.
I felt like all those little jobs that I did throughout my teenagehood really taught me life, gave me life skills, taught me that no job is big or small.
So true.
So that also really adds on to my life story, because when life put me in a challenging position, I knew how to do the work.
So
it was not
good.
like learning the work
From the beginning. Yes,
you know. I knew how to do the work. I knew I could swim.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And
So-
I'm a true believer that nothing is wasted. Because even in like when I look back, I was like, oh, you know, when I was studying, I would work part-time in retail.
Yeah.
And then you might be like, oh, why? But it's given me customer service skills,
Yes.
people skills.
Yeah.
So I can definitely tell that from a young age,
Yes.
like nothing has been wasted.
Correct. And
in
it's
what you
also
do.
given me financial independence
Correct.
from a very young age.
Yes.
It's given me the taste of money from a very young age. It's
Yep.
taught me that if I have my own money, I have my own independence,
Yes.
and I can always give myself things that otherwise sometimes could have been difficult to achieve in life, you know. So
You touched on exactly what I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
which was around kind of financial literacy and
Yeah.
financial independence, mostly for women.
Yeah.
And I'm a big advocate of learning and upskilling, and
Yeah.
I've challenged myself being a single mum, one income, but I know this is important to you as well.
Yeah,
So where
very.
has that come from? Yeah.
like this definitely was, like I said, a part of my upbringing, to know that no, you always have to have your own finances.
Yeah.
If really I could say something, not just to women, honestly, even to people
It's true.
in general.
Yeah.
I feel like having financial independence is so important for everyone, because you are not living within boundaries. You know, you are, and why should you? Why should you be given a particular quota or a set budget?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Some people will deny and say, no, but I have that financial independence. I have the freedom to spend how much ever I can, but you actually don't. You don't. And when you truly have your own earnings is when you actually, I feel, are able to do what you really want to do in life.
Yeah.
You're able to define how you want to grow,
Yep.
how you want to invest, how you want to do things for your kids, for your family. I'm very passionate about my family, and I'm able to give them the life that I can give them is only purely because of my financial independence. I was thinking the other day, and I was like, my mum, even though she's in her 60s, even though it's not, I don't know, maybe late. No. Maybe now I should get her to start her own business and do something,
She can
you know.
always do it. It's never too late.
Yeah. So I'm not just advocating this for others. I maybe want to see that change even in my own house. But yes, I strongly believe that every single being should have their own financial independence, especially women. Especially, we should not wait for a really bad time to come in life where suddenly you become a single mom, or you become a divorced mom, or you become widowed, only then to know, oh my God, now I have to go out and start making my own money, and now I don't have any savings. How am I going to live my life? It should not be like that. We should have our own money. It's very important.
I love that as well. And I think also it's learning it from a young age. Because if I think about my upbringing, it was always about responsibility, working. Even if I didn't need to, I was always in a part-time role. And I'm so grateful for that whilst I was studying. But not everybody's given the the encouragement to learn about financial literacy. Or what does it mean? And it's not just about the money. I think it's also the mindset that you have with money and how you're able to build for yourself. So I think it's so important to teach people from a very young age around it.
I completely agree. I also see that in a lot of people, that they feel like, but I'm in a sound space in my life. I don't need that extra money, and I don't need to invest. We are sound, we're good. But I don't think it should be like that. I definitely feel like this should be a way of life.
Correct.
It should not be an option in life.
Yes.
A lot of women treat it as an option.
Correct.
And somewhere I feel, purely, this is my opinion. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I am not saying it's right. I feel there's stay back on excuses, thinking that, but I have to be a full-time mom, or I have to stay at home for N number of years to take care of my kids. You can be doing all of that. But you could also be working for yourself.
Correct.
I mean, we are always more than a mom.
Yes.
We are always ourselves first, right?
Yeah.
You can't just be a mom, or you can't just be a homemaker.
Yes.
You can always be both. You can be playing 3-4 roles together in life while doing the work for yourself, because you are the number one priority. Your kids are born into the world for the world. They are one day going to evolve, and they're going to leave.
And they're going to leave.
Right. But you have to stay there for yourself, building a future for yourself.
So true.
Something for your old age, because that's going to help you.
Correct.
You don't want to be dependent on them when you grow old. You want to be self-reliant. You want to be dependent on your own earnings. How's that going to come if you're going to say that, no, I just have to be a mom, I have to stay at home? You could be doing all of that. I mean, some people say, I get time only after 7:30 in the evening. Then do that at 7:30.
Yeah.
From 7:30 to 12:30, work on something for yourself.
Yep.
And from what earnings you make, hire help for yourself, hire a staff or hire someone for home. Just find a way to do it, is what I'm trying to say. I really feel, like you're saying, financial literacy has to be given to women. They have to be told that this is not an option. This is how you have to live. You need financial independence. This is a way of life. Also, I don't believe that why should only one person bring the money home? It's so unfair on men.
It's a partnership.
Can you imagine
you're right.
living in the stress of, oh my God, I have to pay all the bills. And then the irritation comes into relationships, and then you feel the need to tell your partner that you are spending a lot of money, and you are, all the taunts come in, and things like that come in. Why should you listen to those? Firstly, you should have your own money, so you are able to spend it however you can. And secondly, you should also think that you have to be in an equal partnership, where it's not just your husband or father or any other member of the house bringing in the money. You should contribute. You should contribute. Even maybe one of the incomes could be put aside for investments or savings, and the other one can run the house. However, it has to be done, but it should be done. It should be prioritized. It has to be. Financial literacy. Only then can this mindset be changed.
Correct.
Yes, it has to not be given as an option. It
No,
should be
I
a
love
mandate.
that.
Should be a mandate.
Because people later on in life are then like, I wish I knew this, and it can be a bit more challenging, obviously,
Yes,
as
of
life
course.
goes on and the older that you get. So I can tell you're a big advocate of it as well. It's great. And talking about finances, because obviously you went through a time where it was difficult. COVID happened, financial issues happened there. So I want to touch on a bit more about challenges and how you have overcome your challenges in business and personally as well.
My challenges actually started, the deepest, biggest challenges of my life started when I lost my husband, Dilip, who was, thank you, who was also my partner in business. So we had incepted our business together. We started from lifestyle exhibitions. We learned the trick of the trade, and then we went into B2B, business to business trade exhibitions. So it was a journey. And when he passed away was when we were actually just setting up. We were just a few shows old, and then he suddenly passed away, and it was, if I have to say, our company was actually still, I had to bring it out of debt.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Life, it always hits you at the hardest times.
I do. I completely agree with that. But I am so thankful to my suppliers at that time. They were so understanding. They gave me that 2-3 buffer.
The grace
period. They gave me that period to sort of grieve and understand where I'm standing. And they tried to even wave off a couple of things. So Professionally, I had great support
that's a
partners.
blessing.
They really understood my position,
Yeah.
and they helped. That was very important. Even on personal level, a lot of amazing friends that I had.
Yeah.
They know who they are
Yeah.
if they're watching this. They really supported
Wow.
me in every way that they could. They kept calling me almost on a daily basis. The daily calls changed to a weekly call, and then monthly calls, and now a call every once in a while.
Yeah, because,
but
yeah.
it was so important for them to always keep checking in on me. They don't know, maybe they were just checking in on
Yeah.
me, but when I was talking to them, I was listening to my own thoughts, and just talking to them, I was finding solutions for
Correct.
my problems, you know.
Correct.
They also offered me solutions wherever they could,
Yeah.
you know, help me in whatever way they could.
Yeah.
I also want to tell women or people, whenever you're going through a hard life, support, if it's coming to you, accept it.
Thank you for saying that.
Accept it.
Yeah.
It's okay to accept it,
Yes.
because it does not define you as a weak person.
Yeah.
It does not make you feel like there is something lacking in you.
Correct.
That it did. No, it does not. It's someone's offering you help. Take it. Another thing that was told to me in my widow support group very early on: if you have a problem, and if the problem is existing today,
Yeah.
and you need a solution today, throw money at it. Don't think that, oh no, I have to save this because my kid has to go to the class, or the school fees
Yeah.
has to be paid. All that will come in time.
Yes.
Take each day as one day at a time. The problem is today, throw money at it.
Get it fixed.
Get it fixed.
Yeah.
Whether it's your car that's breaking down, whether it's the rent that has to be paid,
Yep.
anything,
Yep.
you know. So that was
is
also
great
something very
advice.
amazing. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times you think about all of the responsibilities,
Yes.
and then you stress because it all just seems too much. But I think you just have to fix what you can now and move on to the next.
Yes.
That is
Taking one day at a
fantastic.
time was very, very important.
I can only imagine.
Yes.
And you've talked about your support group. So I
Yes.
want to learn a bit more about this support group, because I feel like having a tribe is so important, and absorbing what they're willing to give you. So I think that's great advice. But talk me through the group that helped you through that period.
I will. We have an amazing widow support group. It's called Widow Warriors.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes.
Great
We are
name.
all warriors in some way or the other,
Yeah.
you know. Losing someone very close to you is not easy.
Yeah.
You know, and seeing death firsthand at an age, or at any age for that
age,
matter,
yeah.
it changes you completely for life.
Yeah.
You walk with grief forever.
It's
Whether
heavy.
you know it or not,
Yeah.
you are taking every decision based on what you've gone through in life.
Correct.
You are learning your life based on that. You are talking to people based on that. You're taking business decisions based on that.
Yes.
You're parenting based on that. Because you have experienced loss.
Yes.
When you sit in a group where people resonate to your loss, it's very important.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel really lost. And I was at that space. I was at a completely lost space. And when I spoke to Priya, who was the founder of our group, when she reached out to me, she called me. Within the first hour, she spoke to me for an hour on the
Wow.
phone. I don't even know if she
wow.
remembers this, but she did. I remember I was sitting in the office. I stepped out of the office. I went and sat on a sofa, and I spoke to her for an hour. And within that 1 hour, I felt so motivated. In that 1 hour, I felt like my entire vision had changed in life. And I was like, she's got through this. Her kids have got through this. She's out there living her life again.
Yes.
I can too.
Do this, yeah.
One day, my kid will smile.
Yes.
One day, I will smile. One day, all this will be behind. See, like I said, we do live our lives with the grief. It walks with you every single day.
Yeah.
Till the time you have love in your heart, you will grieve. You will grieve your
gosh,
person. You will
yeah.
grieve sitting, standing, showering.
Everything,
Every time,
yes.
eating, you're going to grieve. And it becomes a part of your life very beautifully. It does not have to just constantly stay painful. It can also become, you can also be happily grieving.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
you will never forget your person. Of
course.
They just become a part of your life, but in a
Yeah.
different way. So that the support group sort of gave me that vision.
Excellent.
When I was talking to her, she was also talking to me about finances. She was also talking to me about goals. She was also talking to me about, you're going to have to manage your money. You're going to have to be doing this.
Yeah.
She was teaching me all this. She was talking to me about how she did it. And the support group sort of has these monthly meetings, and then in
good.
those monthly meetings, sometimes we have sessions where we bring in someone from an HR department that can show women, okay, if you want to have a change of career, how to go about it.
Excellent.
Sometimes it brings in financial experts of if you want to invest, how you could grow your money, or if you just want to share your balance sheet now, and you want to need help of how just to manage your expenses at this stage, because you're doing it alone. You need an expert opinion. So this group really helps, just having your person pass away, just the law, just having, what am I going to do about the car now? How is it going to come on my name? How am I going to have legal guardianship of my kid? How there's so many layers, and not everyone has knowledge about it, but being in a group where people have gone through all of this, when you're asking these questions, you're getting answers immediately.
It saves so much of your time and stress.
And you're able to do it while crying, and you will still
feel
safe. And you have people suddenly at 3 o'clock in the morning going through moments of missing their people, and they know that, okay, maybe their friends and family are sick of hearing their stories, but you can always come to the group, share the pictures of what you were reminiscing, share the story of what I'm telling you. Sometimes I wake up in the morning with so many beautiful stories, or maybe you'll get a little note from someone that's, I don't know, put you through the day of, if you're feeling low,
encouragement.
Yes.
What an impressive group.
It is. And I feel like I'm really seeing this group grow big. Not that I'm saying that it should happen to a lot of people, but I'm saying like in grow and big in terms of members who are losing their partners. They're able to join it because we're trying our best to raise awareness about it as much as we can.
It's important.
Yes.
It's important. But also through that, because obviously you're thriving. To me, it seems like you're thriving. You have rebuilt your life as well. And I think that takes a mindset of being willing and open to rebuild. Rebuild your business, because obviously it was with your late husband, and you've rebuilt it, and it's doing great. Also rebuild your personal life as well.
I have.
So how is that in business and personal? How did you do it, basically?
I think you have to keep yourself open to pivoting in your life. I think you have to keep yourself open to finding love again. Our hearts are very big to accommodate a lot of love, So I feel like when I was at a stage in my life where I sort of gathered myself together, life brought an amazing person to me, and I did not see that as a crutch. I felt like because I sent out that message into the universe that I'm strong. I have reached to a stage where I'm now open, and I am seeing this in a partner. Life got it to me.
Excellent.
Exactly at the time maybe when I was ready for it. And I did not know that immediately. I had to spend a lot of time in that friendship, which eventually grew into love, and then finally into marriage that also is so supportive. It's also grown us together as a family. I gained another son through it. My kid gained a father figure, and it's so amazing. Like only if I had not stopped myself in tracks and I have opened myself to the opportunity did I gain what I have today, and it's beautiful. And I wish that every person allows themselves, whether they're widowed, whether they're single moms, whether they've even lost a partner in any way, they should keep themselves open. Do the work on yourself first.
The first thing.
Do the work on yourself first. And then I feel send out the message into the universe, and it'll bring you the person on your, but be open to it. And it will bring you that amazing person. I got lucky, very lucky.
Well, you're a clear example, but I think it's also what you tell yourself. I'm very big on like what you say to yourself in business, in love, in whatever you're doing. You know, what are you feeding yourself? And obviously during those very difficult times, it can be quite a negative space. So I think you have to do the work to heal, to then be able to accept what's next. So that's a beautiful story.
I think what I completely agree with, the way we love ourselves, we attract those people, and they love us exactly how we want to be loved. So it's our mindset. It's how we keep ourselves. It's a kind of respect and love that we give ourselves, and then it multiplies into your life. It gives you the partner that loves you in the way that you deserve to be loved and want to be loved.
Yes, so true.
For me, this opportunity of finding another partner filled in so many holes that I did not even know existed. Gave me love in so many ways that I did not know I wanted to be loved in. But I'm thankful for it.
And I think also that energy is in business as well, because when you went through your challenging times, you had amazing clients and suppliers that also understood and gave you grace to, have some time around it as well. So I think that's also, it's all about relationships, whichever dynamic.
Agree.
I think that is so important.
It is. Completely agree.
My last question, because you do a lot. You're a very busy woman. You have very multiple hats on.
Yes.
Balance. And it's always the question of, can women do it all? Can they have it all? So in these very difficult times where you're navigating a lot of things and it's very busy, how do you find balance? Does balance even exist? Or, I tell myself there will be a period of time, like this month for me, for sure, it's very much work mode, and maybe not many bedtimes for my son, but also knowing that that's the period that I'm in, and there'll be another time where I can maybe put him to bed every night. So, because you have a lot of mum guilt, I think, around it. Lots. So, yes. What does balance look like? What's the reality of your balance?
I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm still trying to find the balance.
I think everyone is,
okay,
to be honest.
Because every day is challenging for me, and I've not found the balance. I'm not going to lie. I'm not an expert at it yet. I'm a workaholic.
You're a hard worker, yes.
That sort of makes it very difficult for me to find the work-life balance sometimes.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm working all the time. I'm working on a vacation and my kids are like, Mom, you're on your phone and you're working. And I'm like, yes, but I'm fortunate for these times as well, because there was a time when we did not have work, So this also I see as a blessing in my life, that I'm able to, I have emails to answer to, I have invoices to generate, I have to keep the ball rolling. I have to, and I'm grateful for that.
Correct.
So have I found the balance? No, I have not. Am I still trying to do my best to spend time with my kids and to build a life with them and do the most for them? Yes. But do I live with the mom guilt? Yes, I do. I'm going to be very honest with you. I do live with that guilt every day. But definitely I'm doing something right in my life, because both my boys, and they have very vocally said it, are very proud of me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Especially my younger one. He wears me like a badge of honor, and he likes to show me off as his mum. And
I love that.
Yeah, like I feel like his heart is full of me.
Yeah.
So definitely I'm doing something right as a mom for him. For him to have those feelings for me. But yes, do I have that mom guilt? I'm like, I hope he doesn't grow up as somebody who I have not filled emotionally. Maybe somewhere I left the gaps. Do I feel that? Yes, I feel that every single day.
Yeah.
But I'm sure like he's watching me
for sure.
every single day, going through all the challenges as well. And I'm sure that one day when he grows up, he will probably somewhere resonate and understand 100%. That Mama did what she did when she had to.
Gave, you're building a great life for your family with your husband. So I think it's also, they see another side of a very hardworking mother who is able to provide, because it also gives them the right foundation.
Correct.
Like your father taught you the life skills from a young age.
I totally understand. I totally agree with you there that what my father taught me, hopefully I'm teaching my
100%.
sons. That you have to be your own person in life. You have to take care of yourself.
So important.
And it's very important. And don't let life come and hit you for you to understand that you've got to be your own person. Don't let that come to you. You've got to be your own person from day one.
Correct.
And then add your partnership to that. That just should be like the cream on the cake. But make your own cake, so... I
was going to ask what advice you would give, but I think you've given the best advice possible.
Yes.
But before we leave the studio, what's next? What projects? I think I always like to learn about, what do you have coming up? I know you're very busy. So at
this moment, we are really, really busy because in the next maybe, I think just very few days left.
Wow.
On the 12th, 13th and 14th of November, we are hosting the 18th edition of our fair.
Yes, you did mention.
Celebrating 10 years.
Congrats.
So, yes, thank you. So, at this moment, we are really busy. We have our hands very, very full.
I can imagine.
Yes. So, that's what's going on at the moment. We are really looking forward to hosting another successful edition. And once again, connecting the MENA region with worldwide and mills and manufacturers. And we hope that it's going to be a great, successful show. Yes.
Well, 10 years of business, ups and downs, and you're still thriving and doing it. So I congratulate you.
Thank you.
For sure. Because I think what people like to hear is, business isn't all smooth sailing. It isn't what you see on social media. There's a lot of resilience.
I've gone bankrupt twice.
Thank you.
Yes.
But thank you for sharing that, because, people need to know and how you overcome those times as well.
Yes.
So thank you for your transparency.
Yes, thank you.
I've really enjoyed speaking to you. I could keep you here forever, but you're very busy. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sharon. It was amazing being here, and I'm so thankful to you to give me this opportunity to speak, to share my story. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.